Oh my gosh. Have you heard about D'Angelo's absolutely heartbreaking tribute to his ex, Angie Stone? I am literally quaking right now. When I first saw those raw, emotional words on social media, this one hit so hard and loved watching her lives and still in disbelief. I had to sit down and catch my breath. This wasn't just some casual sorry for your loss message. No ma'am. This was a man pouring his entire soul out for everyone to see. Let me tell you, when a musical genius like D'Angelo gets this vulnerable about his ex, you know that relationship was something extraordinary. These weren't just empty words thrown together for social media clout. These were the unfiltered emotions of a man who's still carrying the weight of what could have been. I mean, can you even imagine loving someone so deeply that years later, you're still moved to such profound expressions of grief? We need to take a deep dive into this epic love story because it's so much more than just another celebrity relationship. This was a passionate union of two of the most influential artists in neo-soul history. Their love wasn't just personal, it was woven into the very fabric of the music that defined a generation. Angie Stone wasn't just any woman in D'Angelo's life. She was his muse, his creative partner, his confidant, and let's be honest, the woman who helped him find that magical sound that made him a legend. Before D'Angelo even hit the mainstream, Angie was there, guiding him, inspiring him, and helping shape his artistic vision. That's not just a girlfriend, honey. That's a cornerstone. And can we just take a moment to appreciate Queen Angie? This woman was revolutionizing neo-soul before most people even knew what to call it. She was blending soul with R&B, jazz, and funk like she was born to do it. With her deep, velvety voice and those lyrics that spoke directly to your soul, Angie Stone wasn't just making music, she was creating experiences. And D'Angelo, Lord have mercy, those smoldering eyes, that voice that could make a statue swoon, and those piano skills that were nothing short of magical. Together, they weren't just hot, they were a supernova. Their relationship began in the late 90s when both of their stars were rapidly rising in the music universe. Angie had already established serious credibility as a former member of the pioneering group The Sequence and had collaborated with mega talents like Lenny Kravitz. She wasn't new to the game, she was already changing it. When she and D'Angelo crossed paths, it wasn't just a meeting, it was a cosmic alignment. The creative electricity between them was so intense you could practically see the sparks flying. Can you imagine being a fly on the wall in their recording sessions? The raw talent, the passion, the creative energy, it must have been absolutely intoxicating. Angie's powerful, soulful voice complementing D'Angelo's smooth, velvet vocals and masterful piano work. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Their creative synergy wasn't just productive, it was revolutionary. And let's talk about their musical collaborations because they are the stuff of legends. Angie co-wrote tracks on D'Angelo's groundbreaking debut album, Brown Sugar, an album that changed the game for R&B. Her influence is all over that record, from the lyrical depth to the soulful arrangements. And D'Angelo didn't just take, he gave right back, co-writing the absolutely divine track, You Should Be Mine, on Angie's 1999 album, Black Diamond. That song, pure, emotional, fire. Their influence on each other was so profound that you can literally hear their relationship in the music. But we all know that love stories this intense come with their share of drama, don't we? Their relationship had more turbulence than a cross-country flight in a thunderstorm. Two creative geniuses with strong personalities trying to maintain their individual identities while building something together. That's not just challenging, that's practically impossible. When D'Angelo's Voodoo dropped in 2000, it wasn't just an album release, it was a cultural event. That record shot him into the stratosphere of fame, and suddenly, the intimate, private relationship he shared with Angie was under the microscope of public scrutiny. The media attention, the endless touring, the sky-high expectations, it all created a pressure cooker that would test even the strongest bonds. And let's not even start on that infamous, untitled How Does It Feel music video. Lord have mercy. That visual had women worldwide fanning themselves and suddenly developing an intense interest in neo-soul music. Can you imagine being Angie, watching the world obsess over your man like that? Having women throwing themselves at your partner at every concert, every appearance? That kind of attention would strain any relationship, and sadly, it became part of the weight that eventually crushed theirs. The music industry is brutal on relationships, y'all. It's like throwing your love into a wood chipper and hoping it somehow survives. Two successful artists in the same genre? There were bound to be moments when their professional ambitions clashed with their personal connection. Both D'Angelo and Angie were fiercely dedicated to their art, and sometimes that meant making sacrifices in their relationship. Tours that kept them apart for months, competing schedules, different creative priorities, it all took a devastating emotional toll. But even as their romantic relationship began to crumble under the weight of fame and industry pressures, their creative connection remained electric. That's the thing about soul-deep connections. They transform, but they never truly disappear. The love might change shape, but the respect, the admiration, the artistic appreciation, that remained unshakable. After their split, both artists channeled their emotions into their music in ways that were nothing short of breathtaking. D'Angelo's Voodoo album, which is universally hailed as one of the most important works in neo-soul history, is practically an emotional diary of his journey with Angie. Those haunting melodies, those vulnerable lyrics exploring love, loss, and longing. That wasn't just art. That was D'Angelo processing his feelings about Angie in real time, setting his heart's journey to music for the entire world to hear. And Angie? Honey, her 2001 album Mahogany Soul came right after their split, and you can hear the healing happening in those songs. Tracks like Brother and Wish I Didn't Miss You weren't just hits, they were emotional exorcisms. She turned her pain into poetry and showed the world that she was so much more than someone's ex. She was a force of nature with her own powerful voice and story to tell. The aftermath of their relationship wasn't just about personal healing, it was about artistic evolution. After the whirlwind success of Voodoo and the end of his relationship with Angie, D'Angelo practically vanished from the music scene. The pressure, the personal struggles, the emotional fallout, it all became too overwhelming. His absence left a gaping hole in the music world, with fans and critics alike wondering if we'd ever hear from this genius again. When he finally did return in 2014 with Black Messiah, it wasn't just a comeback, it was a resurrection. The album was met with ecstatic acclaim, with critics and fans alike celebrating the return of a voice that had been sorely missed. And though years had passed since his relationship with Angie, her influence could still be felt in the soulful depths of his music. Some bonds transcend time, honey, and theirs was definitely one of them. Angie never stopped creating either, continuing to release albums that addressed everything from social justice to self-love. Her resilience is legendary. Through personal challenges and industry ups and downs, she remained true to her artistic vision, her powerful voice and songwriting abilities standing as a testament to her incredible talent and strength. She proved that she wasn't defined by any relationship, she was defined by her own extraordinary gifts. Despite going their separate ways romantically, D'Angelo and Angie never fully separated themselves from the musical and emotional legacy they created together. Their bond was deeply rooted in mutual respect and admiration, and although the romantic aspects of their relationship ended, their creative connection remained powerful. It's crystal clear that the experiences they shared were formative for both artists, each continuing to honor their time together through their work. As years passed and both artists continued evolving in their careers, their respect for one another only seemed to deepen. D'Angelo's tributes to Angie, both in interviews and more personal expressions like his social media message, revealed that their time together left an indelible mark on his soul. He often spoke about her as a source of inspiration, acknowledging the profound influence she had on his musical development and personal growth. Angie, for her part, also continued to express her admiration for D'Angelo's genius, recognizing the unique creative chemistry they shared. Both musicians maintained a deep respect for each other's artistry, understanding that what they created together was something rare and special, something that continued to resonate through their individual works long after their romantic relationship had ended. Their story is a powerful reminder of how love, especially between two intensely creative souls, is never simple or straightforward. It's messy, it's complicated, it's sometimes painful, but it's also transformative. D'Angelo and Angie came together at a pivotal moment in their careers, and their relationship helped shape not just their individual sounds, but the entire landscape of neo-soul music. They weren't just making hits, they were creating a legacy. Their time together might seem brief in the grand timeline of their lives, but the impact of their connection, both personal and professional, has echoed through decades of music. They embodied everything that makes neo-soul so powerful: authenticity, vulnerability, raw emotion, and deep, soulful expression. Their relationship wasn't just a footnote in music history, it was a defining chapter. When we look back at the incredible contributions both D'Angelo and Angie Stone have made to music, we can see the threads of their connection woven throughout. The honesty in their lyrics, the emotional depth depth in their performances, the willingness to be vulnerable and real. These qualities defined not just their relationship, but their artistic legacies as well. D'Angelo's tribute to Angie speaks volumes about the lasting impact of true connection. When he wrote, "This one hits so hard," he wasn't just acknowledging a past relationship. He was honoring a love that fundamentally changed him, a creative partnership that helped define his sound, and a woman whose influence would forever be part of his artistic DNA. His words, "Loved watching her lives," reveal the deep admiration he still holds for her as an artist and performer, appreciating her talent and stage presence even years after their romantic relationship ended. The phrase, "still in disbelief," captures something we can all relate to: how sometimes, even years later, we can be struck by the lingering emotional impact of a significant relationship. For D'Angelo, Angie wasn't just someone who passed through his life, she was someone who helped shape it, who saw him at his most vulnerable and creative, who understood aspects of him that perhaps no one else ever could. Their relationship may not have lasted forever in the romantic sense, but it created something that has lasted. Music that continues to move us, to speak to our hearts, to soundtrack our most intimate moments. D'Angelo and Angie Stone's love story might not have had a fairy tale ending, but it gave us some of the most soul-stirring music of our time, and what could be more beautiful than that? The way they influenced each other's creative processes, the way they pushed each other to new heights artistically, the way they transformed their personal experiences, both joyful and painful, into art that resonates with millions. That is the true legacy of their relationship. They showed us that sometimes the greatest love stories aren't about forever. They're about two extraordinarily talented souls who come together for a season, create something magical, and then continue on their separate journeys, forever carrying a piece of each other in their hearts and in their music. When we listen to D'Angelo's soulful piano or hear Angie's powerful vocals, we're not just experiencing incredible music. We're witnessing the beautiful aftermath of a love story that changed the sound of an entire genre. Their personal connection may have evolved over time, but the creative spark they ignited together continues to burn brightly in the music they create individually, a testament to the enduring power of true artistic connection. D'Angelo's tribute reminds us that some people leave footprints on our hearts that never fade, even as time marches forward. It teaches us that love, in all its complex, messy, beautiful forms, is never truly lost. It simply transforms, evolving from passionate romance into deep respect, from physical presence into lasting influence, from shared moments into eternal musical legacy. And that, my friends, is the kind of love story that deserves to be told again and again. A story of two brilliant artists whose connection transcended the boundaries of conventional romance to create something timeless and truly extraordinary. In their music, in their words, and in the beautiful complexity of their relationship, D'Angelo and Angie Stone gave us not just incredible songs, but a glimpse into what it means to love deeply, create passionately, and honor the connections that shape us, even long after they've changed form. Their story isn't just celebrity gossip, it's a powerful reminder that the most meaningful relationships in our lives are often the ones that challenge us, change us, and ultimately help us become more fully ourselves. In honoring Angie with his heartfelt tribute, D'Angelo reminds us all of the profound impact one soul can have on another, an impact that resonates far beyond the time they spend together, creating ripples that continue to move through their art, their lives, and the hearts of everyone touched by their music. That is the true power of soul connection, and it's what makes their story so deeply, beautifully human. Beautifully human.